Hey, what's up guys, Skelwood here. In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys this lot of iPhones as well as a few cases that I got off of eBay for about $50, I think. It was $54 with shipping, I can't recall right now. Anyway, so basically this lot of iPhones was basically included an iPhone 3G, an iPhone 2G, or an original iPhone as some of you guys may like to call it, and 4 iPhone 5Ss. This one over here is actually one that was going to be a different video, but that phone kind of reverse fucked itself. I'll get into that in a bit. An iPhone 5, and a few of these cases, which we have a little leather folio case for an iPhone 5. Don't really care for these kind of cases. And we have 2 of these little kind of battery pack cases for these phones. Now, I was going to record some footage of actually me kind of getting these phones fixed up, functional. However, it really honestly would not have been very interesting. So, you know, that's kind of that. Anyway, so basically for specifications here, we have an iPhone 3G, 8GB. This phone works fine, so now I've got an iPhone 3G 8GB on iOS 4 and iPhone OS 3.1.3. This phone will unlock for me. So as you can see here, that's pretty chill. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and slide the other phone back under there. We have the iPhone 2G, 8GB, and this phone functions fine. There's no gray spots in the display. The phone's in good shape, and it came with a lot of all this stuff here as well for $50. So I'm very impressed this guy actually threw one of these in here. I'll go on ahead. This guy's running iOS 4.2.1. It's final firmware, 8GB. iPhone OS 3.1.3, 8GB. As you can see, it all works fine. So there are basically these are the older / classic iPhones. Now we have a few of these other iPhones here. Now we have this 5S. All these 5Ss are actually 64GB. However, as you can see here, this one actually does work, which I'm going to type in my passcode off camera. As you can see here, the phone functions completely fine. I've actually been using it for the past little bit. I'm probably going to end up blocking out that name there a bit. Basically, as you can see here, it's a 64GB iPhone 5S. It is running iOS 11.4.1. It is a Verizon iPhone. So, pretty happy with that. The only thing that does not function on this phone for some reason is Touch ID, although upon booting, it does not give a notification of unable to activate Touch ID, so I do not know what's going on there. As you can see, its battery does take a charge fine. I actually had to take the battery out of a different phone in the lot, which I'll get to that in a bit. But yeah, it's pretty clean. It's a little beat up. It's a little dirty. I think you guys can kind of see that, but you know, it works completely fine at the moment. The next phone is another silver iPhone 5S. Now this one actually has its screen off at the moment. As you can kind of see here, the display is actually cracked. And this phone is, its battery actually went into this phone because this phone's original battery was swelling a tiny bit, which caused the display to push up. Therefore, the display is kind of jutting out a tiny bit because it was damaged. Although the display does obviously still work, as you can see. This phone is iCloud locked, 64GB, and is also dead. I wrote that down there. So yeah, I don't know what's going on with this phone. It just does not power on. So that is no fun. So there's this phone. Also, the home button cable was torn. Some asshole didn't know how to open up the phone correctly, so besides the point. This is a gold iPhone 5S, and okay, this one is iCloud unlocked, also 64GB, as I said. This phone does power on. Unfortunately, someone tried to do a repair on this phone. I actually had to rip out this screw post because the other Penelope screw was not coming out for just about jack shit, so a little mad at that I had to rip up this display, but whatever. This phone has long screw damage, so basically it has a red screen of death, even with the proximity cable, the prox cable, which I think is this one right here, this one my thumb's kind of on. Even with this unplugged, the home button unplugged, and the screen entirely off, this phone would not power on at all. It's got a red screen because of long screw damage, because some idiot did not know how to put the screws back in properly, but that's besides the point. This phone's battery does work. It is iCloud unlocked. If anyone knows how to repair this and wants this phone, let me know. I have no use for it because I can't repair that, so yeah, it's iCloud unlocked, 64GB. I'd be willing to legit send it to you if you so want it, as well as its original display, although, like I said, I did kind of rip the screw post off, but, you know, oh well, hey, cool. Anyways, time for the next 5S. This iPhone 5S is 64GB gold. This one is iCloud locked. It's been refurbished, it seems. The display is quite destroyed, as you can see. This phone had a quite bad swelling battery. It did not work. It wouldn't power on because the battery was dead. This phone, I did take the battery out of this 5S, which is right here. This phone's battery is quite destroyed. This was not an easy removal process. Required quite a bit of just kind of, you know, putting some acid to it to get it out, you know. Pull tabs are missing. I put the battery in this phone. This phone is on iOS 11. point something, I don't know. This phone is iCloud locked and passcode locked on iOS 11, so kind of sucks. Anyways, so this phone, the original display, as I said, is completely destroyed, but that's whatever. This iPhone 5 is 16 gigabyte. This phone is iCloud locked. As you can see here, it is iPhone 5 because it is the beautiful slate gray color. In my opinion, this is the best version of the gray that Apple ever made, but that's besides the point. So you guys can see here, you guys can kind of see my room. This phone does not work. It's 16 gig, is also iCloud locked, but you know, whatever. Now as of for these cases, we have two of these little Belkin grip power cases. I've never actually heard of these. As you can see, these cases actually do still function. They will charge a phone. I don't know if I can demonstrate that on camera, but this little kind of piece, this little kind of bezel around kind of just pops out, so that's kind of cool. I'm gonna plug in the iPhone 5S, or the working one, see if it'll, as you guys can see, this does indeed charge on this one, and yeah, and also does charge on this one. I really wish I had my tripod, but unfortunately my stand for it actually kind of broke. Let me push the little button on the back. You can see here, it does indeed charge, so we are good. I don't know how good the battery is on these exactly, however, it does appear to be working pretty well. This is the battery from this 5S originally. This battery was slightly swollen. It doesn't take a charge properly. It'll just, right as you boot on the phone, it says it's at 100% no matter what, and right as you unplug it from the charger, about 10 seconds afterwards, it dies. Good testing battery, not good. Now, this 5S was going to be the subject for another video, or a different one a few months back. This phone, when going to repair it, unfortunately the LCD connector right up here on the logic board, or one of the screen connectors, this connector, a few of the pins actually snapped when I was trying to repair the power button on it, so that kind of sucks. Now, this phone, that's the only repair this one needs on the logic board. It's got this ripped. My friend is being kind of a piece of shit and kind of ripped out the battery, ripped this for some reason, I don't know why. The phone's kind of screwed anyways. Somehow he managed to lose the camera as well. I don't know how he did that, but you know, oh well. If anyone wants this phone, you can feel free to have it. 16 gig iCloud unlocked again. SIM tray is missing, I don't know where that is. Didn't get it with the phone. So yeah, that's kind of that. The subject for another video I was going to have as well, this is just another mention, was this guy here. This is actually an iPhone 6. This was also an eBay find. Let me get my camera to focus. 16 gig, T-Mobile. This phone does work. Also has a logic board problem. I'm so freaking unlucky with the logic board issues on these iCloud unlocked phones. This phone has a damaged NAND chip, so basically when the phone does power on, which as you can see, this phone does work. This basically just kind of boot loops. It might boot up this time, I don't know, make it commence boot loop. It's random. Oh, my fault. I got a little Discord notification. So yeah, that's kind of that, unfortunately. Touch ID does work on this phone. Everything works. I have a brand new dot connector and screen in place. If anyone wants this phone, I would want money for this one as I have some money into it. It just needs a new NAND chip, and as you can see, the phone does power on. I'm gonna go on and type in my passcode off screen. Type in the last digit. As you can see, the phone just kind of locks up here. It's not battery related, I don't think. It could be battery or NAND chip. I haven't really tested yet, and besides the point, I'm kind of over the phone. Aftermarket displays for the win. Anyways, so yeah, that's kind of updates slash the iPhone lot that I did receive. Honestly, I'm very happy that these two devices did show up in the lot, as we have a working 64 gig 5S. That'll sell on 100-ish, maybe more. I'll have to see how much that sells for. And the 2G is just a nice little collector's piece. I may be able to sell this on for a bit, you know. I'm not sure how much this will really sell for, but you know, I'm happy I got this. I've never actually had a good in shape one in person, and well, it's quite cool to have one now. Anyways, kind of random, unorganized little update video. Yeah, as you can see here, the iPhone 6 is rebooting, so this phone's a little fucked at the moment. But anyways, so yeah, that's kind of it of that. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope to be uploading content a tiny bit more consistently. I've been very busy over the summers. My summers consisted of summer classes instead of, you know, maybe making content or doing, you know, something computer related. It's more or less been just schoolwork and work and, you know, boring shit. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Bye.